Hi, I'm Taimour Zaman. In this video, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know about bank guarantees. What is a bank guarantee? What's the difference between a bank guarantee and a line of credit? What are the different types of bank guarantees? What are the advantages and disadvantages of bank guarantees and how you can leverage it for your benefit? I'm from LineCredit.ai. My organization is world-class, number one in only three categories, not 5, not 10, just 3. And one is monetizing banking instruments. We can help clients access banking instruments like standby letters of credit, bank guarantees, MTNs, and so on. Second thing is we monetize these instruments on behalf of our clients. That's like one of the, I like to think we're one of the best in the world in doing that. The second is provide line of credit. Our name says it, LineCredit.ai. We can provide lines of credit against various banking instruments, or we can even put up our own cash with a bank in exchange for them to lend money to our clients on projects that typically couldn't get funded any other way through a program called Rent a Rich Uncle program. The third thing we do is we provide former FBI, CIA agents to do background checking and assist clients on something called private placement programs to vet out the private placement providers to see who is real, authentic, or not. That's a little bit about LineCredit.ai. Today I want to talk about bank guarantees, what it is, how it's going to be leveraged, what's the difference between a bank guarantee and letters of credit, advantages, disadvantages, for you to learn from it and benefit from it for your own business. Before I move on, I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This allows you to access our insights, ideas, our intellectual property as we publish them. So bank guarantee, in a nutshell, is a type of financial backstop offered by a bank. It guarantees a lender that a lender will ensure that the liabilities of a debtor or borrower will be met. So this way, if you are getting into a transaction, sometimes the person you're getting into a transaction with may want you to have a bank guarantee because your business could be a small business and the person you're doing a transaction could be a fairly big business, and they could be nervous about doing business with a small business. And so a bank guarantee usually supports and brings credibility to that by saying, hey, Mr. Customer, if I fail to settle, if I fail to deliver, the bank will cover the costs so that you're fully taken care of. One question I get is, what's the difference between a bank guarantee and a letter of credit? Let's say you and I are in the same city. I live in Toronto, Canada, and you live in Toronto, Canada, and we're going to do a transaction with each other. Typically, if I would ask you to go get a bank guarantee, you're going to a local bank in Toronto where you and I are in the same legal jurisdiction, pretty much same laws, and you can issue me a bank guarantee for a transaction we want to do. But if you're not in Toronto, Canada, and you and I are want to do some kind of a transaction, let's say I want to buy sugar from you or something like that, and I'm nervous about your ability to pay for the expenses and things that I need you to do, especially if you're a small company and I'm a big company like Walmart, I may want you to have some kind of a bank guarantee. Well, if you're not in the same jurisdiction that I am, more likely you're going to need a letter of credit or something called SBLC. The different versions of letters of credit, documented letters of credit, standby letters of credit, like that. The big difference between a bank guarantee and a letter of credit is that a letter of credit, generally speaking, is used for international transactions, especially when the jurisdictions are different where the buyer and the seller are located in. That's really the biggest difference. Letters of credit are almost a little bit more expensive. With a letter of credit, you can ask for lots of securities around it. I have seen clients who have got a documentary letter of credit from their supplier, and with that, they've added a lot of verbiages around it to say, if you feel like doing this, if you feel like doing that, if you feel like doing that, I get to have shares of your company, or I get to own the mine that your money will go from, like that. So typically when it comes to letters of credit, you can get a lot more security simply because you're dealing with an international jurisdiction and you don't always know the other party. But from a purpose standpoint, a bank guarantee and a letter of credit, the intention is to do the same thing, to offer that backstop, to offer the guarantee to say if this person doesn't pay, the bank will issue the money that you are owed. There's the different versions of getting a bank guarantee. The two most popular ones is a financial bank guarantee and a performance bank guarantee. A financial bank guarantee is, generally speaking, the bank will guarantee the buyer will repay the seller's debts, any of the debts that the sellers incurred. For performance guarantee, the beneficiary can seek representation from the bank for non-performance of the obligations as laid out in the contract. So a real-world example would be, let's assume I run a supply chain, I run a agriculture equipment supply chain company, and I need a lot of smaller vendors in different cities around the world. And these vendors could be very small companies that, if they don't perform, it could really impact my business, my brand, my inventory availability to that. I may go to a small supplier, let's say in a village in Africa, bad example, but kind of paints the story, the picture for you. And I can tell the supplier, you're a really small supplier, and if you don't deliver, it will really impact me. So what I'd like you to do is go get me a bank guarantee. So now the supplier, as a small business, will go to their bank and provide let's say, a $500,000 bank guarantee for me. What that means is that if that supplier doesn't provide the services that they need to provide, the cost that I incurred in bringing them on board and promoting the product and so on, that cost is covered for me, because now I can say, hey, Mr. Supplier, you failed at providing the whatever it was that we agreed on. There are lots of benefits, advantages and disadvantages of using bank guarantees. One big advantage is that, imagine if you're a small business and now you have a bank guarantee. Compared to your competitors who don't have a bank guarantee, you are valued a lot more because you have a bank guarantee. Simply because you have the bank guarantee, trust me, you're just valued a lot more. But also the customer that you have is valued more, because now they don't have loosey-goosey contracts. They have contracts that are secured. So the value of the client you have, the valuation of their company goes up, because now they have secured contracts backed by bank guarantees compared to a competitor of theirs that may not have secure contracts. Those are some of the biggest advantages. It creates, the guarantee creates a credit worthiness that's worth a few things. The fee to a bank guarantee is usually a lot lesser than maybe it's 0.25% or something like that, versus if you want to buy a stamp out of credit, as a comparison, it could be 1.5%. So there's a bit of a difference in the fees. But there is a disadvantage in using or leveraging bank guarantees. Imagine if you and I want to get into business and I ask you to go get me a bank guarantee. What you now have to do is sell your business, sell the security of your business, whatever. Not sell your business, but sell the story to a banker, because you're now asking a banker who you don't know. More likely you don't know the banker. You need to build a relationship with a banker, and you're asking that banker to do something that banker is afraid of doing, which is to give you a bank guarantee. So imagine the challenge involved in that. So the disadvantage of getting a bank guarantee is now you have to add a third-party person into our relationship to make it happen. So it slows things down. There's a little bit of a cost involved to it, and if you don't know how to do this correctly, if you're not experienced at getting bank guarantees, it becomes more of a hassle rather than enjoying a business. You're not challenged with, oh my God, something else to do kind of thing. So how does LineOfCredit.ai help? We can help clients, companies access bank guarantees, bank notes, purchase them at a discount, find companies that have bank guarantees that are for sale like that. We can also monetize the bank guarantees. If you have any kind of instrument you like to monetize it, I like to think that LineOfCredit.ai is one of the premium, trusted, well-branded organizations that has a reputation for monetizing banking instruments like bank guarantees. My name is Taimour Zaman. I look forward to the opportunity of working with you. Thank you.